So I'm going to say good morning to everybody. I'll start with Alex first. Alex, the last time I had the pleasure of speaking with you, Tatiana, and Joe, you were telling me about the movie The Wide West. When I had spoken with you like 6 months to a year before that, you told me about the next movie. So it's amazing how you get everything done. When did you actually finish The Wide West?
We completely finished this spring, Darren. Good morning, first of all. Good
Yes.
morning. Good morning to you and to
Morning.
everyone who is watching us. We finished this spring, and we had a street date. We had like June 1st premiere on NBC Universal Zumo Play. So we just, we were on a really tight schedule, but it was an amazing journey, Darren, for me as an actor and as a producer. The only problem was, and we spoke many times, and you know me, I mean, I'm a humble person, kind of. But of course, always, I'm a biggest guy on set and all of that. And
Yes.
this one, sometimes I was the smallest one, which is very bad for Mr. Universe ego. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, some sumo greats who make you look very little. Now, Nick, how did you wind up producing and also starring in this film?
Well, I met Alex toward the end of 2022. I produced a film called Malicious, and we were at the American Film Market, and we were, in post-production and kind of, we had a sales agent and all that kind of stuff, and we were doing what you do at the AFM. And John Fallon, the director, was friends with Alex. They had worked together, and he introduced me to him and Joe. Actually, he felt like we would be a really good match. We're both action oriented people that like to get things done, and we're willing to move whatever we need to move to make our movies happen. And Alex and I hit it off beautifully from day one. And we started sort of the ball rolling from there. A couple different projects we had on the go. We had a horror movie we were looking at shooting, and that was going to be our first project, which is still, it's still on the docket. We've kind of put it on the back burner because as we moved along, Alex came to me one day and had this idea about the Wide West with his good friend Andrew Fruins, which Alex can tell you more about. And Andrew works with these sumo wrestlers, and he manages them. And they had this idea they talked about. They're like, this is based on a true story, and it's Andrew has a 100% full understanding of everything and how it's done in the Japanese culture and the language and everything. So everything was very authentic and accurate. So when Alex came to me with that idea, and he's like, how do you feel about we've started investing in our upcoming projects. What do you think if we pivot to this? And I was like, this sounds like an amazing idea. And I saw the Rio Bravo movies that him and Joe did, and Tatiana was in as well. And I loved them. That was the first thing, actually. John sent me Rio Bravo. He said, take a look at what Alex has done, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Just absolutely, I just loved it. And I thought, if I can be a part of something like that, then I'm totally down. Grew up watching Westerns, always wished I could be in one. I grew up in Canada, so it's not necessarily the Western capital of the world.
Right.
So, and I lived in Eastern Canada too. I grew up in Montreal. I'm currently in Toronto right now. So yeah, it was kind of like a bucket list childhood dream that I had, and we forged forward and got the script written. Alex and Andrew came up with the storyline and the whole concept, and it was amazing. Really great experience, and I think people are really going to enjoy it.
Sure. Tatiana, great to be speaking with you again. Sometimes you're singing in the film, not just acting, etc. When did you complete work on this film? Did you have to do any of the post-production?
No, I haven't. Actually, I completed work on this film a lot sooner than Alexander and Nick.
Yeah.
They had to continue working. But I was fortunate. I just had my fun on set, and then I was done.
Sure. And that would explain why when I look up your IMDb that there's a Marvel related project coming soon. There's been a few other projects. What's the most recent thing that you worked on?
Wild West, the Wild West. Yeah. It was just completed before anybody else because Alexander and his team are very proficient
Mm-hmm.
and very, I guess, what's the word that I'm looking for? Right on, stay on top of things. And
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. Maybe because they've been working together for so long and they're all like professionals of what they do, but they managed to finish a movie in kind of a record time. I actually don't think that I've ever worked with anybody else in this industry that have completed a feature film from the moment when it was just an idea to the moment when it was released.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's done within a year, like it's really impressive. Usually it takes years.
I agree. So, Alex, having these films that are getting done and getting done in good amounts of time, IMDb lists an upcoming film named Savage Attack, and I see some people here possibly affiliated with that. Is that the next film for this team?
To be honest with you, yes, we have Savage Attack in mind, and actually for a couple of years already. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a big action film and all of that. But as you know, I just fell in love with westerns, and westerns they're just amazing. And right now, after two Rio Bravo movies and after the Wild West, what I really want to do, Darren, I want to do another Rio Bravo film. I want to do Last Heroes of Rio Bravo because we actually already announced it. You remember in Taken from
Yes.
Rio Bravo, when you hear Tatiana's great voice when she's singing that song over final credits, you have an announcement that Ivan will be back in Last Heroes of Rio Bravo. And, you know, he didn't get back yet. So don't ask me about Savage Attack. Just push me to do more westerns. Just push me to do Last Heroes of Rio Bravo. And by the way, yes, here you see two other stars of Last Heroes because we'll definitely do it together. And to give you some exclusive, you know, we want to start this fall with Last Heroes of Rio Bravo.
So it sounds like you're thinking about franchises that with Rio Bravo, with westerns and all that, that if you want to, you could make 8 films within the same series.
Definitely. And I like the number. I like number 8, you know,
Number 8.
because, you know, I was a bodybuilder for so long. Of course, I like bigger numbers. I mean, more biceps, more bench press, whatever. But right now we're thinking about the third one. So it will be the third one. And if we go back to Wild West for a second, Tatiana, for example, she just did an amazing job during the production because she helped with everything. And she's an amazing actress, and she's an amazing person, and she's so beautiful. And actually, thanks to her, Darren, you will enjoy this movie more because, yeah, I know, out of respect, I mean, you will enjoy my muscles and my huge Japanese co-stars. And Nick was great. I mean, as an actor, I mean, he's amazing, and he looks great and everything. But Tatiana was the only beautiful woman, and you have to have beautiful woman in a Western. So, thanks to her and thanks to Nick, by the way, because he always pushed me to do that actor. And you know, when I was a bodybuilder, I always trained with people who were stronger because they just pushed me to be better. It was same with Nick because all our scenes in a film, I think I'm doing a good job, very good job as an actor, also because of him. And he's a great actor. He was pushing me to be better.
Nick, those are some serious compliments right there. Are you ready to accept them, or do you then throw the compliments to Tatiana?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll throw compliments to both of them. You know, I mean, in all honesty, they were, you know, such a joy to work with. You know, to have people who want to be collaborative, who, you know, communicate, you know, where we come in with a plan. You have your, you know, you have your character and you have, you know, you've made your choices, but you're not so stuck in something, you know, that we work together we would figure things out, you know, based on, you know, you know, we got to actually shoot this scene now because we've got the proper light, and, you know, or the horse is here. Okay, great. That, you know, we're pivoting. We got to shoot with the horse. And, you know, we had that real ability to be able to adjust to each other. You know, we have different working styles. We work together beautifully. And, you know, hopefully we raise, you know, hopefully, I mean, thank you for the compliment. Obviously, Alex, that's great. I mean, you know, we raise each other's game, you know what I mean? Like that is the idea, is that we're always challenging each other, you know? And, you know, when I see them come in prepared in a way that, you know, I'm like, oh shoot, you know, like, I mean, Tatiana's like attention to detail, everything that she, you know, like some people build their characters with, you know, from the inside out. Other, you know, in this instance, you know, the development of the characters in how their wardrobe, you know, like that to me was for myself, and Tatiana can probably speak more to this because I know this was part of the approach she had, was these incredible outfits that she had were, you know, really demonstrative of that character, you know, and all the different scenes that she had and the different choices she made based on the types of scenes that she was in. That was all really like, and I didn't notice it until later on when she explained it in one of our interviews of like, oh, so like that, she really put a time and effort into the choices. That to me is as important as anything, you know. And I had one wardrobe, but it was the same concept, you know. I saw this parallel to Gary Cooper in High Noon with the character of that I played when I read the script. So I spoke with the costume designer. Well, I spoke with Alex first and said, what do you think about this? And I sent him photos of Gary Cooper, and he's like, yeah, that sounds amazing, you know? So they basically wardrobed me like him. So it was the same kind of thing as what Tatiana did, which, you know, so yeah, we all raised each other's game. We all had a great time together. You know, it was always a joy to be working with those guys. I wish we worked together more, you know? So that's why we're moving on to the next projects, and we'll keep making more, you know.
Tatiana, will we be seeing you or hearing you sing in any upcoming projects?
As far as to my knowledge, very likely.
That's great. So for us to find that out, is it just follow you on Instagram and IMDb, and that's how we'll know when it's time?
Yes, you can follow my Instagram, IMDb Tatiana Neva. If you follow Alexander's Instagram, he is very good at making announcements. He is very diligent about that. So there's more stuff coming, like really exciting new projects that I'm very much looking forward to. And I just want to take an opportunity and compliment Alexander and Nick on doing a fantastic job on this project. And they were both amazing to work with and did an incredible job. I loved both the acting performance and how they were off camera, very supportive. Like, you could not wish for a better team, honestly. And thank you for all the compliments. I really appreciate it. I thought that everybody's, you know, the way that everybody looked was amazing, because the wardrobe of the character is kind of the first thing that you see in the shot before they even speak. So it's kind of an introduction. It needs to tell a story, and a story is different when a woman tells it and when a man tells it. A man usually, even in real life, you know, a man usually wears stuff that's more like a uniform, and it's kind of like his business card. It tells you what kind of lifestyle he leads. You know, like so when you look at Nick, you can see, oh, he's the judge. When you look at Alexander, oh, he travels, and you know, he loves to, you know, he's a gambler, like he loves to have fun, and he's
And
a
when you
badass.
look to Tatiana, you see how beautiful she is. And I mean, yeah, sorry, I interrupted you. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. But for a woman especially, you know, like my character, she's in fashion, she's a store owner. So like every outing for her is an opportunity to create a connection with somebody and sell something. You know, so that's why she goes to the saloon. That's why she wears beautiful different gowns every day, because to her it's part of her business.
Got it. So the last question I have, which I'm going to put over to Alex right here. As I mentioned earlier in the conversation, we've spoken a few times, and every time we've spoken, you've been a star, director or producer or writer, some kind of a combination if Joe's not around, etc. When did you know that this was your direction to make your own destiny instead of just waiting around and auditioning and letting somebody else choose, hey, you're right for this?
From the very beginning, when I was a very skinny kid, it was still Soviet Union. I was in Moscow. I didn't have money. I didn't have muscles. I didn't have connections. Bodybuilding was illegal in Soviet Union, for God's sake. It's just, that was the time. I remember I watched Conan the Destroyer at Moscow Film Festival. I think I told you. And I still don't know who invited Conan the Destroyer to the Soviet festival, of course, out of competition in 1986. But I mean, that was a good push. But talking seriously, for all your audience out there, Darren, and we discussed it before. I mean, I just hope that when they watch your show, they will just get the same idea. They shouldn't wait. They shouldn't wait for anyone to give them chance. They should start training if they want to be a sportsman. They should start learn filmmaking and shoot, because now it's very maybe not easy, but much easier compared how it was before. If they want to be a filmmaker or whatever, it's just they shouldn't wait, and they also should have a good team, and that's what we started with, right? So you see Nick, you see Tatiana. We spoke about Joe Cornette, who you know. We spoke about Andrew Freund, my friend who represent Hiroki Sumi and Ichi, great sumo wrestlers. And Hiroki was in John Wick 4, and Hiroki was with Ana de Armas and Ballerina. They're just amazing guys, sportsmen, but also amazing guys and great actors. The most important thing is, and I'm sure you will support me on that, and Nick and Tatiana will support me on that, you shouldn't wait. You just should push forward. So in my case, in our case, so we have an opportunity to talk to you about another movie, hopefully, in less than a year, and surprise you again.
I'm glad to hear that there's more coming from everybody involved. Thank you all for your time. And Nick, what's the best way to follow you online? Is it through Instagram?
Yeah, I have an Instagram, Nick Baillie 1. I think is the handle, like the number 1. That'd probably be the best. Like that's sort of what I use for. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it as much for this type of stuff. I feel like this would be the one. And I'm not on TikTok or any of those things. I'll stick to. I'm learning from Alex and Tatiana. They're much more proficient in all of the social media than I am, but I'm getting there.
And Alex, you best way to follow you online, is it Instagram or is it actually TikTok?
Real Alex Nevsky. It's on Twitter. It's on Instagram. And Tatiana, you are Tatiana Neva official, right? Tatiana.
If you just search for Tatiana Neva, chances are you're going to find me, because it's kind of different on different social media. Sometimes it's Tatiana Neva official, sometimes it's the real Tatiana Neva. But if you just search for Tatiana Neva, you will find me.
You'll find it.
And you will forget about real Alex Nevsky and even Nick Baillie if you search for Tatiana Neva, unfortunately. But talking seriously, Darren, thank you very much for supporting us. And thank you very much for supporting independent filmmakers in general. We need it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Paltrocast.